We are live on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael. Welcome to the NXT review from this week, brought to you by Catalyst Mints. Check them out, link in the description down below. I'm not going to be doing any nonsense at the beginning. We're going to jump straight in with this episode of the NXT review from this Wednesday, being the 5th of July. I hope everybody's having a really good day. If you are watching this live, do make sure to drop me a message in the live chat. And if you do watch this on replay, please do hit that like button and leave me a comment down below telling me whether you liked the video, if you enjoyed anything, any of the comments I'm making, any of the concepts that I'm going to bring up, because this was a very short episode of NXT in terms of stuff to talk about. So I want to talk about the future. And this is something that we're going to be bringing up in the BearClub live show tomorrow. So make sure that you check that out. But yeah, very, very little to talk about in more length, I guess you could say. Also want to bring up a potential feud in the future and see how you guys respond to it. So as I say, if you do check this in the live chat, drop me a message. I'll give you a shout out. If you do watch this on repeat, on demand on YouTube, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you agree with my potential concept that I've been working on today. Right, so we're going to jump in with the NXT review from this week. So NXT, as I say, a very, very, very short episode in terms of things to talk about. But that does give me the opportunity to talk about things in more length than what I probably normally would. So we're going to start with the opening match, which was a tag team match pitting Hideo Itami and Kassius Ohno versus Sanity's and Killian Dane. Now, Kassius Ohno and Hideo Itami have been having their issues recently. They've been going a bit backwards and forwards. Hideo's recently sparked what many people believe were a heel turn when he attacked Oney Lorcan during the match that they had a few weeks back. I think it was he went for 3 GTSs, and when he'd hit those 3, he could have pinned on each one, but chose not to because he was frustrated that he didn't win the NXT Championship at the latest NXT TakeOver. So this brought out Kassius Ohno, who was trying to do the right thing, trying to bring him back to the light side in regards to trying to explain to him that you don't deal with frustration by kicking or kneeing someone's skull in, which I guess is a nice thing to do from Kassius. So these two tried to put their differences aside in a match against the members of Sanity, and there wasn't anything special in terms of the match itself. The match quality was okay. There wasn't anything to get the fans excited. Sanity picked up the victory with Killian Dane pinning Hideo Itami after Hideo had many an opportunity to tag himself out of the match. Kassius was fresh on the ring apron on many occasions, begging for the tag, and Hideo wouldn't do it, which is again a heel tendency. No, I can do it myself. Stubbornness, blah, 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 trying to prove himself. But for me, it's not a development of this storyline. It's stagnant. We've sort of gone from Hideo turned heel. He had his altercation with Kassius. He had his rematch with Oney Lorcan last week where noses were broken and it was really, really vicious. And obviously I didn't get to talk about that match because I had so many issues going on last week. I wasn't able to get any videos out, I'm afraid, so apologies for that. But it sort of seems like we've gone from here with the heel turn, and we've sort of gone, okay, altercation with Kassius, rematch with Oney Lorcan, and now we're into a tag team match where nothing actually happened. If there'd have been an argument or physical altercation between Hideo and Kassius, either during or after the match, probably more specifically after the match, considering the fact that they lost, that to me would have meant the escalation of the feud, a continuation of the feud. For now, we just don't know what we're doing or where we are with this feud, and that's the problem that I'm having. Sanity, Killian Dane is on a tear. He's still undefeated in all forms of competition. Whenever he's been in a match, I believe he's picked up the victory as well. Alexander Wolf continues to be an absolute psycho who is terrible in the ring, in my opinion. I know that's probably going to get me some hate, but these are what these reviews are for me to give my opinions and express my opinions, and for you guys to shout at me in the comments and tell me I'm a fool. So feel free to do that in the live chat, or as I say, in the comment section if you're watching this on demand on YouTube. But I just don't see the stock in Alexander Wolf. I think once Killian Dane moves forward from Sanity, much like Nikki Cross is sort of bridging away, I think that is a good thing. I think these two can separate and go on as single stars. Eric Young can stay down leading Sanity. That's definitely something that he needs to do. I don't see the fascination with Alexander Wolf other than he's a bit mental. And that's the only sort of characteristic he has. He's very basic in the ring. I mean, he's not Velveteen Dream levels of basic, but he makes Jinder Mahal look good in terms of offense and in terms of in-ring skill. So that's how I'm going to level that. And the only character he has is a little bit like he's a few fries short of a Happy Meal, I think is the phrase to go with. But again, there was nothing special regarding the match. Killian Dane picked up the victory, pinning Hideo Itami, who had hit the GTS on Alexander Wolf, but he had tagged Killian Dane in sort of blind tag just before and sort of served himself up. They were putting him over as a sacrifice so that Killian Dane could crossbody, or like a running crossbody, a bit like what Bray Wyatt does, where he just throws himself at his opponent. But it was a bit of a weak finish, in my opinion. Like, we could have gone from that crossbody into his Ulster Plantation finisher quite quickly. Dane could have just picked him up and straight back down and got an actual finishing move in. But no, they decided to go with a crossbody finish. It's the right decision with all of the wrong outcomes in terms of storyline progression. So I'm going to give this a thumbs down purely because we've got no progression. The result was correct with Killian Dane picking up the victory, but everything else that didn't happen that should have happened is the reason I'm giving it a down. You guys let me know what you think down below. I've got a message from Brendan in the chat. Hi, Brendan. Thanks for joining. He says, Asuka, I think, is going to lose the title and go to the main roster. We're going to get to Asuka in just a few moments because we had a sort of pre-taped interview at the Performance Center with Ember Moon, who was speaking about her return from injury and how she's looking for an opportunity to earn the right to face Asuka for the championship. And she was interrupted by Ruby Riott, who said, look, last time I checked, you had your chance and you lost. Nikki Cross had her chance and she lost. I haven't had my chance. It's my turn now. Fight me, essentially. And like, she went back into the ring and she was doing her kickboxing training or whatever it was. And Ember just said, look, the end goal is Asuka. It always has been. It always will be. And anyone that wants to try and stop me on my path to Asuka, I'm more than happy to duke it out with them. So it looks like potentially in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see Ember Moon versus Ruby Riott for #1 contendership at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, potentially. Or maybe Ruby will pick up the victory and have her championship opportunity on NXT, much like Nikki Cross had, and Nikki Cross and Ruby Riott had in the triple threat elimination match from a few weeks back. So maybe Asuka beats Ruby Riott one-on-one on NXT in the next couple of tapings and then goes on to face Ember at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I'm not sure. It's all going a little bit crazy. We don't quite know the direction, but hopefully by next week we should have some form of direction. So I feel that Ember Moon is the only credible challenger to take the championship off of Asuka. I feel it will happen at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and we will then see her move up to the main roster, hopefully on Raw, where she can dominate much like she has done in NXT. This is Asuka I'm talking about. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to how they're going to build Ember Moon and Ruby Riott into this storyline. So although there wasn't an actual match or an interview in terms of live or as live as possible, it was all pre-taped and at the Performance Center, I'm going to give it an up for the potential of the feud. And after this, nothing else happened other than an absolutely fantastic and NXT non-takeover match of the year potential candidate. Bobby Roode putting up his NXT championship against Roderick Strong, who they've been going backwards and forwards in this feud. Bobby Roode saying that Roderick Strong's not man enough. He's been questioning his wife, his child. Like, it's got really personal and really deep. Obviously, Roderick Strong had all of those promo packages that I was ranting and raving about a month or two back. Everyone seemed to have jumped on the Roderick Strong bandwagon, and it's good because that's what the promo packages and the life story were meant to do. A lot of people were yearning for Roderick Strong to win the championship, and he came this close. After, I think it was about 20 minutes they got for the match. It may have been just slightly less or slightly more, but I'm going to say 20 minutes as an average. Roderick Strong got a 3 count from Bobby Roode. Bobby had put his leg under the bottom rope and the referee missed it. As soon as he realised that Bobby Roode's leg was under the rope, he called it off. Roderick Strong was already celebrating with his wife and his mother, who were at ringside. And unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. Bobby Roode came back out, hit him with a glorious DDT in front of his wife and his mother, put him back in the ring and hit another glorious DDT, picked up the victory. One thing that annoyed me about this match is the amount of times that they cut to Roderick Strong's wife and mother in the crowd. Like, if you guys go and watch it back, there is legit about 2 or 3 times a minute at one stage for a good couple of minutes where we see an extended capture of Roderick's family cheering him on from ringside or looking concerned from ringside. Like, there was too much focus on the outside will, and that sort of, to me, was a telltale sign that Roddy was going to come this close but not finish. I'm not saying by any means necessary that I assumed and predicted that Roddy was going to win and then lose. I don't mean that. What I'm saying is, when you involve family to an extent like they have in the storyline, and then you have them there at ringside, most recently it's almost like the hometown crowd. You will always lose in your hometown. The amount of times they cut to Roderick Strong's wife and or mother, it was a telltale sign that he was going to come close but not quite get it done, but maybe get another opportunity where he can avenge the loss. It was a bit foreshadowing for me, and that's kind of frustrating because it also took away the element of what was going on in the ring between the ropes, which is what we are there to see. We, out of a 20-minute match, we're not looking to watch as a fan's view of the match. We weren't there to see Roderick Strong's wife and mother cheering him on. We were there to see Roderick Strong face Bobby Roode. So there was no need to have the cameras pointing on the family members at ringside for such extended periods. And as I say, there's a few moments where literally every 10 to 15 seconds they were cutting back to his wife, and it really annoyed me. We've got Adam in the chat. He says, "Yo, what's up? Are you doing a Great Balls of Fire predictions video?" I've done mine already. So we've done the Great Balls of Fire predictions video on BearClub 316. I will be doing the myself versus Harry Court, shout out to Harry Court, video will come out tomorrow afternoon before we go live for BearClub Live on that other channel. So do make sure you check out for that, because I have made a massive error on that one. So we will get to that very, very shortly. In regards to this as an overall match, as I say, it was a fantastic match. It's NXT non-takeover match of the year candidate alongside Aleister Black versus Cassius Ohno from a few weeks back. Any of the matches, that Asuka has defended her championship on television the last couple of weeks is up there as a potential match of the year candidate for NXT. NXT is really pulling everything out of the bag. And although this match was fantastic, and unfortunately the tag team match wasn't so great at the beginning of the show, I still feel that with what they did on the show, it was good enough to be better than average. So I'm going to give it a 3 stars out of 5 rating for this week's NXT. You guys let me know if you feel that 3 stars is a bit harsh, or if it's too good, or if you agree with the star rating for NXT in the live chat if you're watching this live, or in the comment section down below if you're watching this back on YouTube. Regarding the Great Balls of Fire predictions, I have missed out on both videos and both lists the ambulance match between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. And I know that sounds stupid, but it completely bypassed it and nobody seemed to pick it up. So I do apologize for that. And in the Great Balls of Fire predictions video that comes out on my channel tomorrow, where I will be speaking to Harry, hopefully live, I will address that and make sure that all of the predictions are confirmed and everything should go well. So make sure you check that out. I will be looking to do that probably around 5 o'clock UK time, which is midday Eastern, and then 11 Central, and then 9 Pacific, I believe, are the times. So do check out that. And then obviously at 1 a.m. Sunday morning, which is 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and 5 p.m. Pacific. On BearClub 316, we have BearClub Live episode 7, so check that out because that's your guys' forum to talk wrestling with us via Google Hangouts. Adam in the chat has said, do you have any WWE plaques? I do not, I'm afraid. The only merchandise that I have WWE-wise are the t-shirts you can see, plus some others that I interchange. As you've probably noticed, I've also got the Finn Balor WWE 2K17 8-inch figure statue with the signed Shinsuke Nakamura photo and the Topps card that you got for this special edition of 2K17. And then I've started a collection of the WWE Pop vinyls. I've got Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt. Those are the only merchandise I've got, if you will. I will be looking to add to that collection, but at the moment, money's a little tight, and also better things to spend my money on the merchandise at the moment, I'm afraid. Once I'm making YouTube millions, I'll have all the merchandise you could think of. Trust me. But got to make those millions first. So that's the end of the NXT review. I'm going to hang about for a couple of minutes if you guys want to ask any questions, if you want any shout outs, if you want me to do any shout outs for any channels or any pages or anything like that, let me know. I will stay around until 25 minutes past the hour. That is the end of the NXT review. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Is there anything that you want to know? Any questions, any comments you want me to read out? Let me know. Any questions you have for the content coming up in the next couple of weeks? Fire away in the live chat. He says, I've got wrestling training and then work tomorrow, so can't quite check that out. Not a problem. You can watch it back on demand at any time. It will go up after it's live. It will go up as a normal video, so check it out whenever you can. I've got that figure statue too. I got the NXT edition as well. What card did you get? I got Samoa Joe. I was a little bit annoyed. I wanted the Enzo Amore, but I didn't get it. So you got Scott Dawson. That's quite a cool one. I've got the Samoa Joe one. Let's see if I can... Yeah, it's here. I got the Samoa Joe one with the ring mat from NXT TakeOver London. I have framed the Shinsuke Nakamura signed artwork. So that is there. Try and make sure that the reflection isn't on there. So that's there, signed. And I'll grab the Finn Balor statue as well, because they're all kept away. That is the Finn Balor statue that you've probably seen in the background of the last couple of videos. And then Bray Wyatt and Kevin Owens, which I got just a couple of days ago in the post for the Pop Finals. So that's all I've got. Oh, almost throwing it everywhere. That's not good. You framed it too. It's a good idea to keep it framed, just in order to make sure that it's kept in a good quality. Yeah, I mean, is there anything you guys want to know? Any questions? Any suggestions for video ideas that you would potentially like to see, either on here or BearClub 316? Let us know in the comment section down below, or if you're watching this live in the live chat. Either or, your comments and your suggestions and your likes and your feedback are all really, really, really appreciated from us, guys. You recently got the Brock Mania plaque with the ring mat. Okay. I haven't actually really looked into those that much. They're like £40 to £50 or $40 to $50 as like a framed picture, and with like the details of where the picture's from. Quite pricey in my opinion. Probably not something I'll be able to start collecting. Sort of £5 to £10 for a pop vinyl is fine at a time, but £40 to £50 for a plaque, I think I'll pass on that one. I'm not made of money, I'm afraid. Is there anything else regarding questions that you guys would like to know? Because we've got about 2 minutes left. Oh, loads of comments in Twitter, so we'll get to those after we go off. Would you do any wrestling news episodes? So that's a very good suggestion. On BearClub 316, Khalid, or I Call Shenanigans, is currently in the process of putting together a few news type show prototypes. So he's trying to do sort of like a top 5 WWE news, top 5 outside of WWE news in terms of wrestling skits. So that will all go over onto BearClub 316. As for myself, I'm going to try and stick to the review videos, the predictions, challenges, and the live reactions. Although from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn onwards, my live reactions will not be posted on this channel. They will go together as a compilation with the BearClub guys on BearClub 316. So I think Battleground is the last WWE live reactions to pay-per-views on my channel that you'll see for the foreseeable future. So if you do want to see my live reactions to pay-per-views, you'll have to check out BearClub 316. And if you haven't already, please go and subscribe to that channel. We recently hit 40 subscribers. We haven't even been going 40 days, so we've got one subscriber for at least every day. If we can keep that momentum up, we will soon be in the hundreds. We really appreciate all of you guys' support, so do check out BearClub 316. There is a link in the description down below, as well as all of the individual members of BearClub 316 are there. Our sponsor, Catalyst Mints, is down there as well. Everything you need regarding us is down in the link in the description, so go and check them all out. Sorry for the questions, but what's your match of the year? Bate versus Dunn. I agree that is one of my favourite matches of the year. The other favourite match of the year has to be Aleister Black versus Cassius Ohno from NXT recently. Just the edge of the seat, hard hitting. It just had me. And also to give that match away and it to be of such caliber on standard NXT TV really is a gem. So I appreciate that match more. The other match of the year candidate, I would say, is AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 33. So those are my top 3 matches in no particular order. But I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. It's been an NXT review. It's been a little Q&A. Do check me out tomorrow on this channel for the Great Balls of Fire predictions, including the ambulance match with Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. And then at, again, 1 a.m. Sunday morning, which is 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, and 5 p.m. Pacific on BearClub 316. Episode 7 of BearClub Live. Do make sure that you check those out. Thank you very much for watching, Adam. Thank you for all your questions. Brendan, for your comment as well. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We hope to see you very, very soon. Do go and check out everyone in the link down below, including our sponsor. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Peace.